It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
In just a few days on November 1st, open enrollment will begin. And tens of millions of Americans are going to more completely understand that their premiums, copays, and deductibles are going to skyrocket by thousands of dollars per year because of Republicans' continued refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits for working class Americans. At the same period of time, on November 1st, about 42 million Americans who rely on SNAP in order to put food on the table are at risk of losing their benefits because Donald Trump and Republicans want to cruelly rip them away. Let's be clear. The administration has the funding to make sure that not a single American on November 1st or beyond goes hungry. Not a single American. In just a few days on November...
Man, I think they should just bite the bullet, sign, and watch healthcare skyrocket. F around and find out. But then you'll have people blaming the Democrats for giving up. As always, somebody won't be happy for it. They were like, they gave up too easy. They didn't believe in the cause, and they gave up too easy. And they're gonna get some backlash for it. But we just got, I think at this point, let the Republicans hold it down. Let them eat. Let them cook. But if it backfires on the Republicans, it is what it is. We already there. But if it works out for the Republicans, then American people are gonna be mad at the Democrats for holding this shutdown. And if it also goes bad for the Republicans, they still gonna blame the Democrats. Still gonna blame them.
Today is day 30 of the government shutdown, and the blame game continues. As the government shutdown nears the 1-month mark, Vice President Vance meeting at the White House with aviation workers, essential federal employees who are working without pay.
Do not put working people in the middle of a problem they should not be in there.
Congressional Republicans continue to blame Democrats.
The Democrats are ready to continue this shutdown, I guess forever.
And Democrats warning the government could remain closed into November.
Republicans have spent the entire shutdown with their heads in the sand, the shutdown they caused because they would not negotiate with Democrats.
We don't have anything to negotiate because we didn't put any partisan Republican priorities on the CR at all. I don't have anything I can pull off of it to make it more palatable for them.
Democrats say they won't agree to reopen the government until Republicans extend health care subsidies to prevent Obamacare premiums from skyrocketing.
This is not a fight for Democrats or Republicans. It's a fight for the American people. And we're going to stand on the side of the health care of the American people.
And then there's the issue of critical federal food assistance. SNAP, which is 2 days away from running out for 42 million Americans.
This year, everything's been so overwhelming. Groceries in general are not the same as they used to be. And so it's become to, what do I do now? How do I support and feed my children?
Meanwhile, according to the latest ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll, nearly half of Americans, 45%, say President Trump and congressional Republicans are the ones to blame for the government shutdown. That's only slightly lower than earlier this month. Today is day 30 of the government shutdown, and
Democrats are getting a little bit tight right now. It's their constituents, a lot of them, that in some of these inner cities that's going to need SNAP to survive, and they're getting a lot of calls, and the pressure is going to be put on them. A lot of people need to go back to work. A lot of young men that are on SNAP that should be working.
Anyhow.
Wait. No. Let's let that sink in. Mike. Yeah.
Tommy Tuberville, a guy who held up the appointments in the Pentagon for several months out of Senate procedure.
Yep.
I don't know that he knew a lot about football, given his overall coaching record.
Wow.
But I do know that he knows very little about American culture, American employment, and how the Congress ought to operate.
And the SNAP program and who it helps.
You talking about the young men in his state?
Yeah, I mean,
for example,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
that's what we've been saying. Is
Talking
again,
about
is Tommy
families, children.
Tuberville thinking he's talking about people that live in Brooklyn, or is he talking about people that live in Demopolis, Alabama, that live in Bessemer, that live around Birmingham, Mobile? I mean, you're like, this is the ignorance of a lot of these Republican leaders, Willie. They think that they're owning the libs when in fact it's their constituents who disproportionately take from the government. It's their constituents who disproportionately, as far as tax money goes, who disproportionately are impacted by Medicaid cuts. It's his people that are going to be just completely hammered by SNAP benefits. I know Alabama. I love Alabama.
So they say he knows he knows little about football, considering his record. He went 159 and 99. His high school, that was in college, and in high school he went 9 and 10. So he won 9 games and lost 10. For bowls, he went 7 and 6. So he won 7, lost 7. But he won a 2004 NCAA football championship. They don't say what team. Gotta be Auburn. He won with Auburn. Well, there you have it.
Don't have to drive too far out of Mountain Brook to understand there are a lot of good people in Alabama that need Medicaid, that need SNAP benefits, and a lot of them are people that voted for Donald Trump. That's the ignorance of all this.
750,000 people in the state of Alabama are on food assistance.
SNAP.
That's 15% of the population of the state. That's a lot of
Did
people.
he just lecture
and
them?
it's also, there was some code in there. It's not just the people who didn't vote for him, who he's suggesting to go out and work. It's people who support him, who support Donald Trump, who rely on the government for rural hospitals, for food assistance, all this. So this position of, like you say, kind of owning the libs.
Yeah.
These are your constituents, the people who rely on you to get them the benefits they need. It doesn't make sense.
Do you think Tommy Tuberville could tell you what the WIC program is?
No.
Women and Infants?
No.
Do you think he could tell you the impact that program disappearing November 1st would have on his constituents? No.
And he's running for governor. He'll probably win.
So,
Democrats are getting a little bit tight right now. It's their constituents.
I've never seen anything like this.
Nearly a month in, emotions raged on the Senate floor.
People should be getting paid in this country. And we've tried to do that 13 times. And you voted no 13 times. This isn't a political game.
Republican leader John Thune sparred with New Mexico Democrat Ben Ray Lujan.
When you're in the majority, you meet people.
Lujan introduced a bill along with Senate Democrats to fully fund nutritional programs like WIC and SNAP after the USDA said it would not tap into a contingency fund to extend benefits.
That's the garbage the American people are tired of, the political this, the political jostling, all of that. We got people that are going to go hungry. This has never happened before, y'all. There's a better way to do this.
13 times people over here voted to fund SNAP. 13 times they voted to fund WIC. My aching back. Finally realized this thing has consequences.
Pressure is intensifying on Congress with several key deadlines converging. Friday, troops are due to be paid. Saturday, food stamp benefits expire for more than 40 million Americans. And that same day, healthcare premiums are set to increase when open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act begins.
We need our Congress to be there for us.
In food lines around the country, some say relief can't come soon enough.
You're always like on pins and needles watching the TV, the news, to see, okay, are they going to open this back up?
The administration is expected to cover military pay again tomorrow, but here on Capitol Hill, many congressional staffers are set to miss their first paychecks while lawmakers are still getting paid. The Congressional Budget Office estimates the shutdown could cost the U.S. economy between $7 and $14 billion.
So there may be potentially some new hope from senators that there's a way out of this government shutdown.
I think it is coming that close.
Majority Leader John Thune said talks among rank and file bipartisan members are picking up.
Senator Thune keeps talking like something's changed behind the scenes.
Hopefully the fever is starting to break.
What makes you think that?
I think there's some cracks developing right now amongst the Democrats.
But then I asked one of the other Democratic senators who's been key in these bipartisan talks, and she said, geez, that's what we're hearing about the Republican position, too. So both sides think the other is cracking, but what's important here is what one of my sources told me, which is that bipartisan talks have been happening for weeks, that there's a near daily phone call about them, but now the question is if they will bear fruit. And how hopeful we should be kind of depends on who I asked.
The kind of mood on the Hill this morning that maybe the shutdown is coming to a close, that bipartisan talks that have been quiet are manifesting into something more real. Do you see it that way?
No. There is a challenge that we face, and that is having affordable health care for Americans. And if we don't continue these tax credits, then folks who voted for Trump, folks who didn't, all of them are going to face enormous peril.
So for you yourself, you're not planning on changing your vote?
What leads you to believe that next week is going to be that breaking point? Is it conversations with your Democratic colleagues?
Yeah, and just all the bad things are going to happen over the weekend.
Either way, senators are going home over the weekend. There is an election on Tuesday, and that all but guarantees that this shutdown stretches into a fifth week and historic territory. Not the kind of history you're hoping Congress to make either. So there may be...
Woo! They over there making up shit. Well, they are on the side. I'm talking, somebody not talking, somebody not in the loop. Y'all just... People saying, Democrats hold strong. Release the Epstein files. Because the Republican Party is realizing they're about to starve their constituents. Red states are the poorest states. That's just facts.
The Senate adjourned at 3 o'clock. They went home until Monday for their 3-day weekend. While the bill was on the floor to be voted on today, they didn't vote on it. But they were supposed to vote this week on paying essential and furloughed workers, and they didn't. And they didn't vote today on SNAP benefits that are set to expire Saturday. So it does give me hope that that means that they plan on next week opening the government, because you'd think it'd be a bigger topic today if not. But the fact that they are going home and so many people aren't getting paid, millions of people, and 42 million people are not going to receive their SNAP benefits on Saturday, that is some BS, man. And I hope you're all paying attention. But there's some silver lining. Besides that, the government might get open next week. Because if that wasn't the plan, they would have put Band-Aids on it today. Reagan had a ground stop because of staffing shortages. And that's where pretty much all of them fly out of. I hope their flights get canceled, or they have to sit in that airport and look at the American people. If you are flying out of Reagan today and you see them, tell them we hate them.
Yeah, man. Tell them we hate them. Anyway, we're going to stop it right there because this government shutdown it's going to be a headache. It's going to be a headache tomorrow, too. I ain't going to lie. I'm about to find something else to talk about. Like, within politics, but this government shutdown, this food stamp business. Watch my food stamp videos. I'm gonna try to drop them by Saturday. Drop them in parts by Saturday, and y'all can see the rhetoric being pushed out there for food stamps and how crazy people. You know, they say that you know, they mad at the Democrats. They're mad at Democrats for holding up the spending bill to fund food stamps. But it's Republican creators and American people who align themselves up with Republican values and vote Republican that are making the most fun of Democrats and the poor and disenfranchised people. who receive SNAP benefits who are online crashing out. Some talking about committing crimes. Some talking about they can't pay their bills. They can't buy food for their kids. They got 5 kids, multiple baby daddies. And if you're watching my video, I talk about how sorry niggas is that, excuse my language, sorry men are. How sorry men are that you got multiple babies out here with your baby mama's on receiving SNAP and she can't feed the kids, and you two as parents can't get together and work something out where you can help feed that kid, your kid, you know, where you can take on some of the pain. It's one lady, she's crying because she won't get her food stamps, but her baby daddy don't pay child support, you know, and it's just like, man, this ain't just your fault. You didn't have this kid alone. You better go find that mother effer and tell him this is your time to shine, big dog. You laid down and bust inside of me. So now you need to bust open that wallet and feed your kid. And she needs lunch every day for school. She needs dinner every night. So you're going to pick her up from school, take her home, feed her, and bring her back. Or keep her overnight for all that matter. Feed her breakfast in the morning and send her off to school. But these daddies need to get their ass up and get to work. Because all these single mothers ain't out here having these babies by themselves. And they on TikTok acting a plum fool over these food stamps. And ain't not now one of them called out their baby daddy. Yeah. Listen, man, I'm going to tell y'all about child support. I remember I was taking home approximately $300 every 2 weeks after taxes and child support. Yo, guess what? I still had to live, dog. So you know what I did? I did legal stuff, illegal stuff, and just downright stupid stuff to make sure my bills got paid. I suffered. You know, my thing is, I be like, matter of fact, I'm still paying child support and school bills for my oldest daughter, who is 20 years old. So I don't want to hear nothing about what child support do. We already know how that go, but shit, I ain't let that stop me. You know, if my daughter needs something, I still had to make it happen. I couldn't be like, oh, baby, you know, daddy ain't got it. It'd be like, man, shit. All right, let me figure it out. If I got to go borrow some money, or if I got to take a payday loan, or if I got to do what I got to do to do, if I got to go, you know, sell some shit like my PlayStation, nothing illegal. But if I got to make something happen, I got to make something happen. You know. But like I said, I got the drive and the will to do that. These men out here, they'll sit there and let their baby mama starve. They'll let their kids starve just so their baby mama suffer. Niggas ain't shit. Should have not just had the kid. Yeah, okay. That sounds dumb. Anyway, I was out in these streets. I had a kid because if I died, I wanted to leave something here. But since I didn't die, I had to take care of it. It's life. Fuck me. Shouldn't have had the kid. No. You do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm all right now. And I got 5 kids, so shit, I'm straight. You know? I got 3 jobs. So I don't understand. I'll be tired, but I still get up and go to work. I still make it to all my daughter's games. I still make it to a practice to pick her up. I still send her off to school. I still give her money for school. I still call the other one meet her at the gas station so I can pump her gas. I'm an active father. So these men out here making these babies and won't make the effort to take care of them. Y'all the problem. Y'all the reason why all these women on food stamps crashing out on TikTok. So, you know, shit. Y'all better do better.